So, in happier news,
What's that, Chuck?
one of my favorite movies of 2018 was Bumblebee.
I agree.
The best Transformers movie ever since
Yeah,
the first one,
totally.
by far. Well, we were a little bit worried because when Bumblebee first came out, it premiered to not a lot of money.
Right.
It only made, I think, like maybe $40 million domestically in the
Wow.
first couple weeks.
Nowhere near its budget.
Well, typically Transformers movies make billions.
Right.
The Michael Bay Transformers movies make a ton of money, and this one didn't even accrue its production budget until the Chinese saw Bumblebee. They came in and crushed it. $138 million just in China.
My gosh.
It opened up 2 weeks later. Well, that gave Paramount the push that they needed to officially announce Bumblebee 2 is happening.
Thank you, China.
Thank you, China, once again. If I had a nickel for every time I thanked China,
I'd have two nickels.
Ton of nickels. A statement from the people at Paramount. They said, "We had many objectives to bring a new set of families into the series, and that succeeded. In the aftermarkets, that will continue to succeed in a big way. Part of our obligation was to bring people back who had left the franchise or never experienced it, which worked really well. We are finding our way. Our intention was we wanted to please our core fans, but also bring a new audience."
That's exactly what they did.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
New set of families into the series, bringing people back who had left the franchise. That was a big part. People were not really happy with Transformers.
Right. Like diehard fans like us, or people who are fans of the cartoon and the toys back in the 80s. We came back. I left a while ago. I left after Transformers 2.
Yeah. A lot of people did. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And I think what made this movie work so well, if you haven't seen Bumblebee, we implore you to check it out.
Absolutely.
What worked is they simplified the whole thing. It was just a girl and her car.
That was so cool.
Like, just keep it simple.
And what a girl.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Steinfeld, Haley Steinfeld, I think her name is. She absolutely crushed it. Travis Knight, amazing director. Really kind of brought it down. It was a much smaller budget. It was a $100 million budget as opposed to a $250 million budget. They kept it simple, and that totally worked. And setting it in the 80s, another little great idea. It just made the movie so much fun. They kept it simple. Yeah. So, will Haley Steinfeld return, and will Travis Knight return to direct?
I hope so.
I hope Haley does. But, at the end of the movie, slight spoiler alert if you haven't seen Bumblebee, Haley's character pretty much says goodbye to Bumblebee.
Yeah, but that doesn't always mean goodbye. I mean, maybe Bumblebee goes out and finds Optimus Prime, and then they come back.
Which they kind of hinted at the end of the movie.
Like
the VW bug started following this tractor trailer down the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. That's
right.
That's kind of how it ended. So is part 2 going to be Bumblebee 2? Or are they going to do like a Civil War kind of thing where they make maybe number 2 is Optimus and Bumblebee. Bumblebee and Optimus. Optimus and Bumblebee.
That's cool. I like that idea.
Let it be a team up.
That'd be awesome.
Really simple.
So many ideas.
I know. That'd be badass.
Oh, man, I can't wait. That's going to be great.
So get excited. This was by far the best news I heard all week. Bumblebee 2. It's happening. Thank God, because I was worried.
Again, thank you, China. That's 3 nickels.
Thanks, China. much love here in the States. So this is an interesting segue into our next segment. 2018 was an amazing year for movies.